Advantage of that early. Lucky, bit of a lucky outcome for the Bay there, but they're still willing to attack. Tooney, a big hit, turnover, and they're 10 out with the throw.
That's a better one. Straight to the front there as Brooke comes through. Pressure now from the Maitland pack, and that one goes to nobody. Pennyarder has to come around, dive on the ball. They've lost about 10 metres there, and now they'll pick and drive the Bay side. Taking that up. Is that Adam Edwards getting back into the first grade squad?
Addy Edwards at his best there, cleaning up. He was player's player, got 3 points, won all the awards last week against Singleton. He's playing in his right for what I believe flanker role. He's spent a bit of time in the second row because we've been short of them over the years, but he is one weapon at the breakdown, that's for sure.
Here's Pennyarder again playing in at hooker. Dan Collins taking the line out throws. The safer option, and now calling for the ball is Chad Northcott. They've got a very deep backline set, this Nelson Bay side. I'd be more inclined to pick and drive though here, Jared.
Keep it tight, that'd be my tip.
Now the ball comes out, just one off the ruck, going back towards the forward, so just eager to take a couple of metres at a time. Northcott comes across, Junior. Palau, he's pulled down in front of the sticks. Northcott inside ball to Nathan Oliver, who, as always, is the first man there. And there comes the win, I tell you.
I'm guessing you guessed that because there's no way you can see his number. You picked him up because he was the first one there. You can't see a lot from up here, and you certainly can't see the numbers. Hey.
We've been offered hot dogs here, but unfortunately we can't take one. Thank you very much.
Haven't got a free hand. We're holding onto the roof, Tiani.
As always, the Nelson Bay Rugby Club looking after the Bar TV Sports crew. Our cameraman looks a little bit hungry, but he isn't eating till he gets back to the studio. Let me tell you that much. To our fans out there, a little bit of a stoppage in play. We don't really need this one. Let's keep the game going, Jared.
Let's keep it as short as possible. I hope he's not taking time off today.
Well, I had a bit of a chat to Jared before the game. It's not exactly his field of dreams, the Groper Dome. He suffered that injury last year, so maybe he will keep the time ticking.
He'll be very careful on his feet in these slippery conditions, that's for sure.
You can imagine him going over his head last night, tossing and turning in his single bed. So the scrum will be set, it's 15 out, and it'll be a Nelson Bay feed to get proceedings underway again. All the backs lined out to the right. We're bringing in a first receiver.
Blacks have been solid in defence so far, but they're going to get tested here once again. Boys are going to get very tired very quickly this afternoon. Very boggy underfoot.
Oh, and you saw there the number 8 slipping as Warringah gets the ball. Hatini, no look pass. Didn't really need to throw that. Probably should have taken the old crash ball there, Jared.
Without a doubt. But hindsight is a beautiful thing. And Maitland kick it downfield. That's where you've got to play it.
Yeah, Manu,
play it at the other end.
Very smart player, Manu. All the experience there. Now it comes back to Northcott, who'll put it back across field into space. That's a good kick. As now Manu forced to kick it. He can't pick it up, but the kick through wasn't too good. And Willie So back there. He's everywhere, Big Willie So.
He didn't get back there. He was still there from the previous play, to be honest. Anyway, nice tidy up work. Maitland controlling the ball.
Yeah, holding on to it though.
Oh, turnover to the Bay. Penalty to the Nelson Bay for not releasing. You wouldn't like to be a kicker today either, Gary, would you?
I don't know. I'd probably take my game from Horizons and keep it straight down the fairway today, Jared.
Aim for the middle and hope for the best. You wouldn't have kicked too many, would you, in your time?
No.
No? Thrown more line-outs than attempted goals. It's probably a good reason for that.
I'm an over-the-top toe poker, Jared.
Yeah, well, you're taking my style, the old Adidas square toes. Put her on the sand. There was no plastic involved back in them days.
The Predators came back in.
The Predators.
Got the curve on it. Craig Johnson.
Howe Park back in the day. Gary Gardner would take the easy kicks and I'd have to take the ones from the sideline. But anyway, he was the captain, so what do you do? He's lining it up here. Warringah, fairly simple kick in normal conditions, but tough today.
Well, he struck it. It comes around, and it goes over for the first points of the game. A penalty goal, Nelson Bay. So the score 3-0.
Solid start for the Bay. It's been all down Nelson Bay end.
Yeah, that it has. They certainly, when you come to Nelson Bay here and play the Gropers, it's a tough away match for anybody. The field in about 5 metres, so it's always condensed.
It's regulations, that's what they tell me. Regulation size field.
Well, Pennyarda, of course, a couple of these Bay players this year, they've come over from the Maitland club, so plenty in this match. As Northcott stands in at acting halfback. And they're content now to ruck the ball out. That's a loose ball. It's James Johnson. Covers up the scraps. Calling for it now is Brook. So damaging when he runs. Ball coming wide. It's McCormick taking some heavy defence there by the Gropers side. Now they pick and drive. Runchell, the veteran, he's asked me not to call him that, so I'll keep calling that as Ben Wood takes that one. Good hit there by this Gropers defence. That's been impressive for them this year. Stafford, McCormick and Logan, but Jared Logan calls that a knock on. Jared,
he's pulled it up. That's one thing that has really impressed me with the Bay this year is, you know, they're gritty. They've got that tenacity on and in defence that really that's what puts you at the top of the table, wins you games away against strong clubs, and that's what they've showed. That's the biggest thing. Well,
they certainly have had some impressive wins so far this year, none more so than Hamilton. They were very close against Merriweather, to be fair, last week. Just, I think the fitness of the Greens got them.
A couple of injuries was the issue there. We lost a couple of, or the Bay lost a couple of their real big players, and it made a hell of a difference, particularly in the scrum when Zion the Lion, he went off.
Yeah, had a chat to him. He's a couple of weeks out from returning. That ball, oh, that's terrible out the back there. They'll be best off with Hatini to take it into contact, and he's a little bit isolated, but they do well. It's going to come back to Northcott now with the pressure on him. Oh, Warringah drops it on his own goal line, and this could be a try. Held up, says Logan, so good defence at the death, but should have really never happened there, Jared.
Oh, hard to be critical in those conditions. But there's the man, and he tells me Zion the Lion just hobbling across in front of us. He tells me it's his fitness that's going to get him back early. That's what he reckons. Never been fitter.
He's got me over 50 metres, I reckon.
He's got you over 5, 50 and 500, I'd say, even with the knee brace on. Anyway,
well, this is danger time now for Nelson Bay. Maitland 5 metres out with the scrum. It's been fairly dominant so far. Here's Manu, pumps off the chest. So they get away with that one, the Bay.
1-1 in the fumbles. No criticism once again. It was a pretty ordinary ball, a bit high. If you're receiving a pass this afternoon, you want it in your chest. But the Bay got off the hook there. Scrum to pack down with the Bay feed. And the wind's dropped off a little, I believe, Gareth, but I think the rain's intensifying. It's going to be a long 120 minutes out there this afternoon for these guys. 30 men going to earn their money this afternoon.
I don't know about those guys, but...
Well, I'd say I'd be earning me money, but I get none, so, carry on. Smile and wave. Smile and wave.
With that hot dog after the game, it's waiting for you in the Bay Marie.
What, the same one that they offered us half an hour ago?
Yes. Yep. Oh, this is scrappy up there, Logan.
Relieving penalty there to the Bay. Or another scrum, possibly. Once again, a bit hard to see, so bear with us at home. Now, the Groper Dome is renowned for its ability to disperse the water being on the coast here, but as the game goes on, those puddles are getting bigger.
Well, the only place that's been worse for me in all my time at Bar TV Sports is Noosa, where we suffered a cyclone.
But you never gave up. I don't know the story, but I guess you never gave up.
We don't give up here at Bar TV Sports. Logan goes to the short side.
Commitment is the first word on the contract, is it not, Gary?
That's right. Contract. It's all handshakes for me.
Yeah, I'm sure, especially on a day like today, because there's three of us up here in this little cosy commentating box with the very dedicated cameramen, and I'm not quite sure we'll all get out alive this afternoon, Gareth.
Let's hope not. I'll die a happy man if it's up here in the commentary box with you, Jared Ryan.
I honestly can't say the same myself. I've got a few more bricks to lay. Just while I'm at it, I got a bit of a shout out while there's a break in play there. We got a couple of gun loose forwards in Adsy Edwards and Nathan Oliver. They were up against one of the best last week in young Hayden Shepherd. And I can't say he held his own, but he did everything he could. The Bay might have just got the edge of him, but he's 21 on Monday, so a big shout out to Hayden Shepherd. Happy 21st, mate. And well done on your current form.
Yeah, he's playing well for the Bulls. This ball comes out now. Logan, he's met. Nice work there. Northcott reading the play. Now they go the short side. Stafford's there. Ball comes out. Johnson,
popped out the side.
Popped out, and Northcott tries to get it downfield, but just couldn't get anything on it, and so it's another pressure cooker situation as Runchell grabs the ball. It'd be a new ball, wouldn't it? Cause
every time.
The grip on it.
Hey? Gee. And a new towel to wipe it as well for the ball boy. Well, actually, they've abandoned shop as well. Old Lloyd is out there on his own. Wiping the ball for him, so they got some chance of getting in straight. But Maitland on the attack now. The Bay once again under serious pressure in the bog, Gareth.
Under siege now. It comes to the right. Almost there, almost reaching out. This is where Maitland are dangerous. They should pick and drive, you'd think. Penalty to Maitland, so they're going to have to watch themselves here, the Bay. As Logan looks like he's going to have a chat to one of the players out there. It might be the last warning. Is it Adam Edwards there getting the talking to with the tape around the head? They jump the gun there as Brooke goes forward.
Nearly slides over in the finish there. He's inches away.
Well, that's all you have to do. Normally it's Sandburn up that end of the field. Rob Williamson calling for it on the wing. He's unmarked, but they pick and drive, and that's going to be a try in amongst it all. Looks like Big Willie So goes over.
Yeah, the big front row has scored there, and I reckon the forwards might have the battle already won in who scores the most tries this afternoon. But sustained pressure, keeping it tight, Maitland, and good hands in these conditions, and the big front rower storms over. Or probably slides over, would be a better way to put it this afternoon. It's very, very wet out there, but a bit wet up here too.
Yes, very wet here as we change the scores over for the folks at home. This is a tough kick out on the touchline. Pat Beatty has the kicking duties. McCormick obviously kicking for Maitland a couple of years ago. He had the year off and he's relinquished the kicking duties on his return.
Certainly a tough kick in the conditions. He's got it underway and they're waving it away.
Yeah, they have waved that one away. So the score remains 5-3. It's a tough, tight one here at the Groper Dome.
(5-3) with the Bay to restart. Very tight affair, and it'll remain that way all afternoon. This is, as I said earlier, this is for the diehards. They're going to earn their money this afternoon out here.
Well, that one's out on the full, so it'll come back to halfway. And they will more than likely pack the scrum.
100%, I'd say. 100% take the scrum in those conditions on halfway. Pretty ordinary from the bar. You can't afford mistakes like that. Maitland just hit the front 5-3 and you kick it out on the full. There's no future in it, Gareth.
No, there isn't. Probably aiming for that West Diggers sign over there. Be nice to be sitting in there having a hit on the pokies at the moment.
Leave me out of the pokies, take me to the fireplace today.
Well, in saying that, the rain has slowly cleared here. I can see some blue skies out there towards Broughton Island, Jared.
There'll be a very small gap in these clouds that you can see blue. The only blue I can see is on the top of your microphone and a little bit left on the Gropers jumpers is about it.
So Chris Martin coming through. Carl Manu toes it through. This will be close. Nathan Oliver comes across. Penalty though. Logan Northcott's going for the quick one. And probably, if he had got away with that, that was the best option. Now they're going to go for the line. I'd probably be more inclined to take the tap and work it up the field, Jared.
Keep it tight. That's the rule of the day. Keep it tight. Certainly wouldn't be kicking for touch and taking a line out. Minimal gain, big risks.
So 5-3 the score. Dan Collins with the ball. Oh, nicely done, and one at the front now. Warringah looking for his runners inside ball.
It's the way they've got to play it. Keep it nice and tight. Adzi Edwards rolling it forward.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Picking up an easy, close to 5 metres there. Warringah now looking to kick it in behind. Force the error from Logan. He's going to have to pounce on it. He does. He's dangerous, but he's pulled down on the 22.
Very well cleaned up there. Solidified here and kick again. Get out of their territory. That's the order of the day, but in the conditions, he hasn't quite got it to halfway there, but they'll take that, Maitland.
Yeah, definitely getting them out of their own 22. That is the danger zone at the moment.
That's what got Maitland the try. Sustained pressure. It only took a few minutes, but sustained pressure for anywhere near 5 minutes this afternoon probably get you a 5-pointer, Gareth.
Well, that's all you need to do. It's basic stuff, really, and the two sides, they're still willing to throw the ball around a little bit. And again, they go to 2. Good option. Brook comes through again, maybe teetering on offside. And now they'll maul it up the field and it's going to be taken out. So wasted opportunity again by the Bay. It'll be a Bay throw though. Collins goes off the top. Here's Warringah now looking to kick it, and he'll kick it high, and this will be a real test. Oh, lovely ball, lovely take there by Ben Wood, I think it was. Now they counter-ruck and getting through, but that's a penalty. What do you do here? Do you go for the sticks?
I think you keep the pressure on. You're down 5-3. And kick to the corner and keep the pressure on to be my call, but it looks like they're going for the points. Tough kick in those conditions once again.
Yeah, tough kick, but you've got to take the points on offer. I feel on a day like this.
Yeah, well, more than likely there'll be more penalties kicked than tries scored this afternoon in the conditions, but me for one, I'd have been kicking to the corner and keeping the pressure on. Anyway, we'll see how Warringah goes with this one. He's a very competent kicker. It's about 26 or 7 out, almost straight in front. Put him back in front. But it also gets you back in your own end of the field. So as long as you can deal with that and get yourself back out of there. Anyway, we've all got different opinions on what you do in conditions, all sorts of conditions. And the Bay have chosen to go for 3. Little bit of information here. Normal Lightning winger, old K-Rod Kerrod McLean, Mr. Confidence himself. He's had some disciplinary issues through the week, so he's on the bench and he's got it over. That's a beautiful kick. He's got it over.
That's a lovely kick there. As we
Bay hit the front 6-5.
Yeah, 6-5. The little problem with the scoreboard there, but it is 6-5.
6-5 and teaming, ladies and gentlemen. That little brief break we got, it's all over and it's coming down in buckets. Kick off and he's handled that well. Take it in. Keep it simple. That's the rule. Keep it simple.
Yeah, lovely take there. Now it
adds the Edwards on the charge.
It could be Corey Lovell, to be fair, and Northcott gets that ball, hoofs it down the field, and it bounces in the puddle. Logan, though, he's well placed, Chris Logan, and going across field, trying to outpace his opposition as Lovell wraps him up.
So is it Edwards or Lovell? Edwards is wearing tape around his head.
Lovell's got the headgear on. Here's Willie So.
On a big charge.
Yeah, he's hard to put down. The big man lost close to 60 kilos in the off-season.
Well, Ringy's done well there to pull him down.
And Northcott kicking it off the field into the clutches of Manu. This will be dangerous here.
He's picked it up out of the slush, taken it on the charge. Davidson charging forward. Hard to get hold of anybody today, but particularly Davidson. He is a weapon. Speaking of breakaways.
He's one of the best in the competition, has been over a number of years.
Oh, they've coughed it up. They've turned it over there, Maitland. Bay have kicked it into the slush and we'll go back for a Nelson Bay feed. About 16 or 17 out. But yeah, young Davo, he is a weapon, and he was playing second grade the other week. You got any information for me there? What was the go there? More disciplinary issues?
Nah, he works shift work, and I believe he got another sleeve tattoo as well.
Well, he's the Anderson medal winner. You don't have them running around in second grade.
Yeah, definitely. But in fairness, Birrell, his lookalike, was in the position there, and that wind has picked up, and this scaffold is shaking. You can hear it through the microphones.
I'm not on a mountain, but I'm feeling like Edmund Hillary at the moment, Gareth.
Did you just see that ball was kicked forward, but the wind took it back about 15 metres into touch?
It nearly took it into Little Beach. Nearly took it over to Little Beach.
Well, it almost ordered a nice little feed at the Little Beach boathouse. And
well, I'll tell you what, we have some serious tarp failing here going on. I'm getting wet on the back and the front at the moment.
Yep, it's like a...
Most important job is keeping the equipment dry here this afternoon.
Well, here's Willie So. Already scored one try here today, going for another, but pulled short. As they drive forward now, the Blacks, this will be close, it'll be hard to keep out.
Solid defence from the Bay, but a sustained attack by the Blacks, and he's over.
He's been put on his back.
An inch short. Solid defence again from the Bay, keeping the Blacks out.
Yeah, they're well under there, and that'll be a penalty. Yeah, couldn't roll away really, and had to do everything in his power. Quick tap taken by Stafford. Runchel.
Oh, that's a cracking tackle.
What a shot on off his own line.
Crunching tackle from the
Here's
winger.
Willie So now.
That's how you tackle. On your own line, that is how to defend, ladies and gentlemen. They've pulled them up, but they're still under pressure here, the Bay. It's come out sloppy. Holding on to it there, the Blacks resetting. Rolling forward. Half a yard's worth 5 metres in a day like today, Gary.
It certainly is.
The Bay under sustained pressure once again here. The Blacks controlling the ball. Playing to the conditions. Pick and drive, pick and drive. Bay up to the task. They've gone wide. Up to it again, the Bay defence. Solid defence by Ringy and company. Had a bit of help there. Maitland hung onto the ball. Trying to roll forward again. Oh, it's come out there. Oh, that's the gritty defence I was talking about earlier, Gareth.
Yeah, certainly they are.
That's solid. That is very solid. Leading 6-5 in these horrendous conditions, and you come up with defence like that, that will win you the game. Turnover.
So 6-5, the scoreline remains, and this is, as you said, gritty defence by the Bay off their own line.
But one thing they haven't had over the years is speed, and we both know you can't buy that, Gareth. But they've got it this year. But I think more importantly, they've got that hard edge to them.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure how a winger, as a coach, young Sharpie, no disrespect to him, but how...
Scrum here, this will be close. Sorry to cut you off there. And looks like it could be a try, is it? Logan gets down. No, it's another scrum. So again, the Bay get underneath. Somehow. Casey Watson, the number 8.
Doesn't matter how much you're stopping by, you've just got to stop them, and they've pulled that off once again. Can't see who pulled the tackle off. They pulled them up, and a Bay feed. They've got out of jail again. Oh no, it's a Maitland feed. How does that work out? Did you see what happened out there?
Yeah, he got under him, so held up was the call.
Oh, and back for a 5 metre.
Yeah, back for the 5 metre. Beatty line to the left, McCormick to the right. So options both sides. Good scrum by Maitland. Very tough to keep a grip here down in the corner. Here they come. A little knock on, was it? No, the Bay, have they come up with it?
Well, the Maitland halfbacks picked it up there. They're rolling off to the left. 2 or 3 metres out, rolling off to the left again. The Bay come in. Maitland controlling the ball in these conditions. They've gone out the back. Inside ball. Back into the traffic. The Bay have come up with a tackle once again. Maitland controlling it. Sustained pressure once again. Rolling forward.
McCormick now. Logan comes out. And he's wrapped up. He's been well contained so far by this Bay defence. And now they pick and drive, do they? No, they go to Manu. Manu out wide to Beatty. Beatty looking for support. It might open up over the top to Chris Martin.
That's a tough ball in the conditions. He's gone back to retrieve it, and the Bay on the attack in defence there. That's solid. Maitland recover, retain the ball. Davidson at the back. Rolling forward again, continuing the pressure, Maitland. Under the conditions, fantastic ball control for the forwards.
It is, isn't it, Dan Runchell? That's a good run by the veteran. Here's Willie So now winding up. Willie So, good run. He gets about 10 metres out of it. So now Maitland, they've got the Bay on the back foot. It comes wide to Beatty. Here Manu goes without it. Pops up into Northcott's arms. So double knock-on's the call.
We've all left it behind there. Scrum to the Bay. They've sustained the pressure once again. Great pressure and control by the Blacks, but fantastic defence. The Bay have held their line once again. Hard to do in those conditions, but Maitland applying plenty of pressure, and the Bay are equal to it at this stage.
Yeah, they certainly are. I'm just trying to unlock my phone, but the water is not letting me press the button.
Surely there's no water on your phone, Gareth. We might have to bring a bigger tarp with us. Are they calling this an East Coast low this afternoon?
It's an East Coast lower than low.
We need to bring the big tarp next time. Anyway, up to the Bay scrum here.
Yeah, they haven't had much ball. They do well this time, but Maitland with the secondary shove. And caught, swarmed by a sea of Blacks. Up in the far corner, they've been posted up there for a good 10 minutes. And now Maitland come up with the ball again.
Turn it over again, the Bay.
Willie So, he was winding up, but getting in front of him, I think it was Brook there.
Maitland pressing on.
Now they pick and drive. They have to get under. The Bay, they do. They drive them back. The Blacks, Runchell calling for it. They go wide. Stafford.
Oh, that's a great tackle there in the wet.
That is so good.
He's lost it. He's lost control of that.
There, yes, and Logan.
Call the knock on. The Bay hold them out once again.
This is desperate stuff here by the Gropers at the Groper Dome.
The word that comes to mind is tenacity. In these conditions, that's what you need. And I believe I said earlier I'd rather be out there playing than standing here with you, as much of a joy as it is. But
I don't know about that.
If you're going to get wet, you might as well get a bit of fun out of it, Gareth. But that was a great tackle. I think it was the Nelson Bay 12. He came up with a great tackle in the wet there. Blacks have turned it over once again, but the Bay need to get out of here. They've been under some solid pressure.
Well, they've had the chances to kick the ball away, but the pressure from the Blacks off the back of the scrum going forward is too much. I think the number 8, yes, I was going to say, has to pick up from the back, which he does at that time, is Watson. Now it comes back. That's a poor delivery.
Ringy's done well.
He did very well there and gets him about 20 metres, I feel. Hutchie says Rob Delbo on the far size, 15. He's probably just too unfit, can't run the extra 5.
Well, as I'm discussing with you earlier why he's in second grade, I rate him highly as a ref, but he might have been playing up with Kerr McLean through the week and had some disciplinary issues himself.
Now, he's been over in Europe, and the referee's bosses deem him too unfit at the beat test. And
he's been having a few pastries while he's over there by the look of him, Gareth.
Why not?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's not going to lose much today running around in those conditions. What's happened here?
Yeah, it's a scrum, so it'll be a Nelson Bay feed. I've been impressed by Ian is it Shive or Shine?
Who's that, mate?
The halfback here for the Bay.
Couldn't help you.
Shive or Shine? We'll call him Shine.
Shive. I like Shive myself.
Well, Shiv.
Yes, we'll go with. Apparently that's where he's just come from. But anyway,
it looks like it with the.
Or maybe is that where Charlie Field has gone? Is that what's happened?
They've both got the cropped haircut.
No, they're getting prison cuts. Anyway, they're back on the plate. The number 8's picked it up again off the back of the scrum. Held onto the ball, make it a couple of solid metres. They need to get out of here, the Bay.
Peniato, and this could be the chance they've got. Up over the top,
that's got to be high.
Yeah, that is a high tackle.
That's
good
a
clean out.
Shocking attempt.
Good clean out as well by Oliver or Edwards. It was on the far side. There's mud caked on everybody. And as the rain stops for another second here, tweet us in at Bar TV Sports. Let us know what you think of the game. Waringi gets it downfield. Good kick on a very slight angle there. Gets them over halfway.
Speaking of halfway, is it nearly half time? I need to go and get a big towel and dry off a bit.
Waringi with another bomb. I just don't know about this tactic, Jared.
No, I don't think that's where he meant to kick it,
with the wind as it is, it's not going to go any distance, and it comes back, and Peniato now forced to go forward, but this defence by the Maitland side, good, but it's called offside.
I think he's got to go for the low corner kick is what he needs to be doing. There's no point putting it up in the middle. It's a dead set lottery, and the Bay haven't been getting the rub of the green on them lotteries, so kick low to the corner would be my turn. Keep these black forwards turned around. He's made a good solid 15 or 20 metres, and the Bay have once again sustained a hell of a lot of pressure there. They're leading 6-5 and now on the attack about 30 out with about 10 minutes to go. Yeah,
there's been about 10 minutes to go. As I said, with the weather the way it is, we haven't got
our normal
all the technology.
Luxuries. We haven't got our normal luxuries, Gareth.
They're doing it tough at the Groper Dome, and the Bay, they've been doing it tough as well out on the field, but they've sucked in all the pressure. They need some points to take out of the good work they've done up their own half.
And if they come up with this drive, if they come up with points here, that's a big statement in the game after sustaining the pressure they've sustained.
Comes off the top. Brooke does well. He's so good in the air. Oh, bounces Davidson.
Nearly coughed it up, but he's taken it to ground.
Good hands, as you mentioned. Two-time Anderson medal winner.
Two-time.
Williamson off the side of the boot. That's a clever kick there, but only gets them up to the 22. So the pressure's still on the Maitland side, and I feel the Bay side have to go to the front again as they were earlier on in the match.
I think they have to change their tactics and do exactly what the Blacks were doing down the other end, Gareth. Maintain possession, keep it tight, just roll off, roll left, roll right.
Yeah, that one. They went to the back, and the wind, it's just not conditions to be throwing a ball like that, I don't think. And
don't know whether you can see them in the distance, but to show you how windy it is over there to the right of the West Diggers sign, there's a couple of flags doing some serious flapping.
And further to that, the trees in the distance there. They're lucky to be standing, those big pine trees.
If you can see that far, good luck to you. But it's actually easing off now. We might get a bit of view here. We call the last 5 minutes of this first half. You got the clock on it, Gareth?
I haven't.
Important. It's important.
We've had a couple of stoppages, so I'm guessing there's probably a minute and a half, 2 minutes remaining. Vicky
McClear's got us promised a couple of hot toddies at half time if we can make our way up there, but Maitland have coughed it over again. Bay have going to get another scrum feed about 18 out. And with this possession, they need to start applying a bit of pressure. It's been a bit scrappy for the last 5 or so.
Yeah, it certainly has, and no detriment to the players. Both these sides coming into the match, very slick backline, so you can tell definitely the conditions not conducive to what we thought would have been a very free-flowing match, Jared.
And they're not improving as the afternoon goes on either. But anyway, they're all out there doing the best, as we are here on Bar TV. It's a penalty to tap and go from the young halfback.
No, it's the number 8 there in Watson. He does well, so they need a pick and drive here, but that is going to be called a penalty.
Knock on. He's coughed it up in the conditions, tough conditions, but as I said, they need to start applying a bit of pressure with this field position they've had.
Well, they need to do something.
It's taken them a lot of effort to withstand Maitland's solid attack, and they've got down the right end, but they just they can't compile a bit of composure and keep the pressure on the Blacks.
Well, they need to put the pressure on here, don't they? It is a Nelson Bay feed. So Warringah probably standing, for my liking, a little bit too deep. As we see, Watson has to pick off the back again. Yeah, Warringah that time. Now we'll go back to the left. Steps forward, back into the Maitland forwards. The Blacks put him to ground, and now this is better. The pick and drive. They need fast ball, and they do get it. Better stuff here now by the Gropers.
It's much better by the Gropers. Good ball control.
Here's Pennyard, and Pennyard taking a hit up.
All came from Warringah doing the right thing off a sloppy ball out of the back of the scrum and taking it forward, keeping it tight. That's the recipe this afternoon.
Ben Whaler, I think that was. He took a pretty heavy knock there. And the Maitland side, they're going to have to watch themselves. They look like they may be creeping here, defending, desperately holding on.
Bayer marching forward, rolling to the left, going for that digger's corner out there.
One of the prop forwards there showing a bit of crack too. Best crack I've seen at Nelson Bay for a while.
Once again, your eyesight's better than mine, Gareth, but too far away from me.
Calling the ball wide. Bailey on the far side. Warringah finds a bit of a gap.
Takes him on himself.
He does well now.
And gets good support.
Yeah, here's Junior. Oh, sorry, Hertini it was. Put down. Playing short here. This time it's Junior. Taking some pressure off these forwards who have worked very hard.
That's a sealed box, isn't it?
No, the box isn't quite sealed.
We just lost our high-quality roof here. We're just getting the water off it. It's gone into the technical box. Hopefully we're still live. We're still all good to go. But the base, sustained pressure here. Need to really come up with some points.
Now they keep going. They pick and drive. As they're very close, that is almost over there. As he reaches, he lunges. Inches, as you say. Now they go again. They're calling the try, but Logan is going to call held up. So almost a mirror of what went on the other end.
And a penalty. He's come up with a penalty out of that. Not quite sure what for.
Don't know how he's come up with that, or is that a try? Or is that
Or has he pulled it up? He's pulled it up for half time.
Yeah, well, that'll be half time.
Well, I think that's another telling tale. The Maitland have come up with some gritty defence of their own and kept the Bay out.
We'll go into the break. We'll take a quick break and warm up, dry up, and we'll be back with you with all the second half action in about 5 minutes or so.
I'll be going to see Vicky for that hot toddy myself. Fucking Jesus. Oh, sorry.
Hey, are we off? Nah, we're still on. So I'm just going to call Josh. I need something.
I was going to throw it.
Not many hours.
Oh, no. Enjoy that one, big titted woman that was good at massages. Oh,
Thanks, mate. Well, welcome back, everybody, to Bar TV Sports coverage of the 2018 NHRU Rams competition. Whistle has been blown on, and would you believe it, our Nelson Bay correspondent, Jerry Ryan, he's stuck over there at the Groper Bar. Can't get out, and if I don't blame him if he doesn't come back, because it is intrepid conditions here. As you can see, the water on the field at the Groper Dome. There is plenty of people here. They're all packed up on the clubhouse balcony, and they're not staying too dry over there either. It'll be Maitland to kick off. McCormick with the ball. Nelson Bay, of course, running right to left. On your screens there, the score 6-5 in favour of Nelson Bay, and here we go. Second half action is underway. And that's a good run there as they get up over the 22, the Nelson Bay side. They'll need a good start. They're under an immense amount of pressure there. In the first half, off their own line, they sucked it all up and almost scoring on the bell was the Bayside, as my co-caller making his way up this top shelf scaffold. We've got built for us by Baker Construction. Shout out to them. Best builders in the Bay. And now the Maitland side looking to Davidson to get them on a roll. And welcome back, Jared, and nice little start there and a little break in the rain as you went over there, but I'm sure as you came back you brought it with you.
Oh, I didn't travel far, nor has the rain, but it's I know you like to correct people. It's not in my normal style, but I'll have to correct you and say it's Backer Homes that have built us this fantastic tower.
Oh, is it Backer, is it?
And the way the rain's coming down, I'm pretty happy that we're 4 or 5 metres off the... Oh, well, that'd be an exaggeration, wouldn't it? 3 metres off the ground. If this keeps up, we might need an ark.
Well, you went over to where the crowd is situated underneath that balcony, and I tell you what, they're not too dry over there either, are they?
Well, they're drier than us, let's say. They've all got big smiles on their face when I walk past them.
So have I.
Happy that they're getting a little bit of cover on the extended veranda up there.
Well, back to the game. Good kick there. Down now the Nelson Bay side with the first chance here to attack. Both sides going into the sheds at half-time, taking full account of the amenities here at the Groper Dome.
You certainly wouldn't be staying on the field for your oranges this afternoon. Anyway, the Bay on the attack.
Oh, they've lost that line out there. Stafford with a awkward ball over top. This is going to be close. Not close.
He's over. Fantastic start there from the Bay for the second half. Once again, the line out of lottery. They turn it over, but come up with points.
Yeah, try to Nelson Bay. I think it was Pennyarda off the back.
The six was it?
Yeah, was it the 6 there for Nelson Bay? Well, that's Adam Edwards' name, so I thought it was Pennyarda, the 2.
He's New Zealand, but he's not Maori, so it was probably might have been the 2. You might be right. Don't know whether you can still hear us at home, but it is seriously howling. Get a leg rope on, Rod. You'll blow away, son. Anybody under 80 kilos this afternoon needs a leg rope. They're in serious problems. Honestly, we're going to get blown into Little Beach. There's a nice cafe down there on the water, though.
Yeah, we can sit around and have some cocktails.
Anyway, we're ringy lining this kick up once again. Walk in the park for him most days, but not today. But the Bay have taken their lead out to 11-5 with a kick to come. Very solid start in the second half. And they mightn't be running to Groper corner, but they're certainly running with the wind.
Yeah, the wind. I think it's got worse.
That's
better.
That's that southerly that Uncle Billy was talking about earlier.
Well, here comes Ringy with a kick off the side of the boot and waved away. So no extra points there, as the score 11 points to 5. Gone early there. They're going to call that one back. Rob apparently was a bit late. He wasn't up to play. As you see him on your screen to the bottom.
Enjoying his afternoon out here at the Dome, as we all are. Solid start of the second half of the Bay, but they need to catch this cleanly and get it back down that other end. Take advantage of this howling breeze behind them. Chad Northcott's come up with it and he's booted it. He's done exactly what I was talking about. Oh, it's gone dead.
The breeze.
It's gone dead. The breeze has got hold of it.
I don't know if it's a breeze. I think it's category 6 here, Jared.
How high do they go?
It's almost category 7. It's almost a night with me and you at the country club.
Well,
category 8.
That's been a while since we've seen that.
Yes.
What's that actually? It's been some time since we've caught up, Gareth. Can't put a date on it. It's
Melbourne Cup Day.
You probably could put a date on it ever since you were vaginally compromised. But we'll move along here. Tight tussle here. Bay out to 11-5 lead. Maitland got the feed 25 out on the attack.
Yes, first chance really in the second half for the Maitland side, and that's a good scrum by the Bay. That's the best of the day by them.
Scrum.
I don't know if it was the wind behind them or what, but certainly they weren't doing that in the first half.
That was all manpower there. There was no wind involved. The Maitland have come up with the ball though. They've managed to hang on to it.
Yeah, they did well there.
Pick and drive.
Well, that's what it's got to be, really, doesn't it? It doesn't work.
No other option.
As Manu comes over, Beatty takes it forward. Oh, turnover there. Dan Collins does well.
Takes it forward, gains a couple of metres, the Bay settle.
Warringah calling for it. All offside there, I thought, the Blacks, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and he's onto them. Straight onto them.
That, and there was a bit of a chance out wide.
Bit of a chance to play advantage there, but he's pulled them up.
Bailey was unmarked there. Logan very quick to blow the whistle.
Anyway, Bay are going to get it out of their territory, drive it deep. That wind has dropped off, quite remarkably. We were hanging on up here and trying to stay on our feet, but
not in the distance, but certainly the Groper Dome, the stadium that it is, swirling around.
Well, was it your dome away from dome? Is that correct?
It is my dome away from dome.
And always welcome, don't worry, Gary. Always welcome at the dome.
A nice throw there by Collins.
Cleanest line out of the day there, out to Warringah. Shifts the ball wide.
Yeah, Junior takes that ball up towards halfway and over halfway. Looking for the ball for the corner.
Maintaining possession. He's going to do the sensible thing. Put it in that right-hand corner.
Yeah, going to force Maitland to play out of their own quarter this half. I think that's the sensible thing to do, as you mentioned, and obviously the wind here playing havoc with both sides' throws, so the pressure all on the Maitland line out now.
Certainly is now, and that's what it's about. It's field position. We always say field position is every game, but in conditions like this, it is a must. Put it down there, make them get out of there. Put the pressure on.
Oh, nice win by the Bay.
Dan Collins, he's picked the scraps up, charges forward.
He's going to have to do something with it, though.
Maitland have held him up. And
he gets down. That's very good technique there by Collins. Here's Penyatta getting them over the 22. He'll have to get to ground, but he's strong. Good run. Whaler, this time he takes one forward, so the big three getting the Bay on the front foot, a little bit disjointed there as Watson spins out of the tackle, gets them back to where they started and a little bit further.
Got in the road of what Warringah had planned, but he did well in the finish, back out to Warringah.
Yeah, here's Northcott now, short ball to Collins. Collins running that wide channel, does it so well, he's hard to put down. He is put down though. 10 out. Warringah again, they're playing a little wider now. Up around the chops, I thought there.
A little bit high, but Edwards charges forward. I think that's Davidson, got a hold of him, took him to ground.
Yeah, nice little darting run. Northcott, good hands. Penyatta, he's taken down. Collins there to clean out. Good composure by the Bay.
Not making any metres, but they're controlling the ball. Good defence, solid defence by the Blacks in the conditions once again. Sloppy pass out to Warringah.
Oh, nice floated ball. Whaler with support on the outside. Williamson's there to cut it off. Read well, and he'll go into touch, you'd think. No, he manages to get the ball back. Now they'll pick and drive. Junior with a flick pass. That's gone to nobody. It's on the ground. It's kicked around. No one wants to pick it up.
And he's found a penalty in amongst that mess. Is the only way you could describe it.
Well, you couldn't call it a hot mess on a day like today, but it's certainly a mess.
Right, so takes the pressure off for the Blacks here. Kicking for touch, going for the line out once again. And as we've been saying all afternoon, it's another lottery up for grabs. Cleanest line out we've seen all day was that last one from the Bay, but we'll see how Maitland go here.
Well, Edwards is in the 6, he's in the line out, so Brook goes up. Davidson gets the ball. Davidson charges forward, good run by Nick Davidson. Manu going for the ball, but the pass mistimed, and that one's thrown, flung. This could go over the sideline. That is a shocking ball from McCormick.
Don't know what he was thinking. Little brain snap there. You don't throw passes like that on a day like today. That was heading for Yakabar, that one.
Going to do the walk up Tomaree Mountain.
And then we had the legs to get up there. Might have got halfway, but there wouldn't be too many people out walking Tomaree this afternoon.
Only the diehards.
Well, I think they're all here, the diehards.
Well, nice work there. Edwards picks up and goes forward. Here's Oliver. Oliver does
done
very
well. He's juggled it, but he's done well to hang on to it.
Here's Peniato in the 2 jersey. Flicks it on, advances it. Collins now working the tram line.
Great run from Collins, charging forward. Bateman, 10 possession.
Now they pick and drive. This is
3 or 4 metres out. 3 or 4 metres out on the charge.
Collins has the ball again. He's driven back.
Solid defence from the Blacks, and I think they've turned it over here.
They may have turned it over. They're going to have to use it.
They have turned it over. That is gritty defence once again.
It must be that corner.
It must be that corner. Gritty corner, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Get in that corner, you've got to get gritty. But they certainly are both coming up with the goods in defence here. We knew it was going to be a tight tussle, but very impressed with both sides' defence under pressure.
Yeah, certainly. The feature match here on Bar TV Sports. Of course, grow the game with Bar TV Sports. If you want your competition covered, give us a call. And that's another good scrum by the Bay. They drive the Maitland side back. Manu again has a good case
Coughed
of
it up
what they
under
call
pressure
the dropsies today, but he hasn't been getting the best ball, to be fair.
And I can't believe he hasn't called that a knock on. Anyway, Maitland maintain possession.
Is that a variation of the mercy rule, maybe?
Well, not sure on that one, but they're trying to relieve some pressure with a kick that hasn't gone out, though. The Bay have come up with it.
Yeah, it's gone out. Bailey was looking for the quick one on the far side. Sever Bailey, former Maitland player himself and former Waratah player.
My apologies there. Bit hard to see on that far side out there. I was thinking he was playing on, but...
Well, he could have played on. He was looking for the quick throw, but decided against it. That's going to be a knock on, and ball comes back.
Bay scrum.
I think it'll be a black scrum coming off the Nelson Bay player. I think it was Whaler.
Oh, yes, that's what he has called.
If my eyes don't deceive me, which they do.
Every chance in those conditions. Hard to see and hard to call. Numbers are just about out of the equation. You're nearly going on...
I've got my eyes closed.
Top.
I'm using the Jedi mind tricks here, Jared.
Yeah, that's been from the get-go, hasn't it? Anyway, Maitland... oh, no, it is the Bay have got the feed here.
Yeah,
so
we're all wrong.
Oh, but dominating scrum from the Blacks, and they've come up with the ball.
McCormick under pressure with the kick, and he gets a good one away into the wind. It holds up and out on the full. So the wind...
Came out of nowhere then.
It's come from nowhere. It's blowing again here at the Groper Dome. So McCormick...
That changed 30 kilometres from the time it left his foot till the time it hit the ground.
It did. You can see the touch judge's flag on the far side at the line out.
Not a snowball's chance in hell, the kickers today. Speaking of snowballs, they're nearly on us, aren't they?
Well, my hands are locked around this mic. They're not moving. Taken forward by Hattini. So the Bay coming into the match with a couple of fresh reserves. Reece Tompkins, Kerrod McLean. Here's Oliver. Oliver taking a hit up at that. Was only going to end one way, wasn't it?
Met well there. Great charge, but met well by Davidson.
Yeah, now this is better stuff by the Bay. Picking and driving, quick ball. Getting the Blacks on the back foot.
Edwards once again makes half a metre.
It's not actually Edwards, I think it's Affleck.
Affleck, is it? Matty Affleck out there. Good old stager for the Bay and for Maitland. He'd played for a lot for both clubs.
That ball, 5 out, under pressure, picked up by the Bay. Logan says play on, over the top by Peniata Jr. He's swarmed by the Blacks again, driven towards the sideline. Keeps the ball in, does he?
Who wants it?
Logan says play on. Brooke comes up with it. Nobody wanted anything to do with that one. Now they pick and drive. Manu. This one coming back off the foot is Beatty under some sort of pressure.
He's coughed it up, turned it over there. The Base throw it wide. Oliver now on the charge.
Here comes Oliver. He will be hard to stop. He's 5 out, but runs into Logan. And now it comes out wide. Northcott can't get it. Bailey picks it up off his feet. And he is put down. 10 out. As Waringi steps off his left. Back to Oliver, who's there in support as always.
Only a couple out now of the base, supplying good quality ball, applying the pressure. Blacks need to maintain their defence.
Looking for support. Oh, Willie, so was it came out of the line? No, it was Runchel for the Blacks. Looking for the tight stuff. Collins with that headgear. He's one of the few players you can make out as they turn, they go, they keep going.
Taking it to the ground now, maintaining possession.
Now they go behind to Waringi, gets it to Junior.
There's
Junior
room out here.
one-on-one.
There's
Can he
room
get
out
there?
here.
He won't. Oh, we will.
He's in the corner.
And that's a
He
try.
He's done very well there.
What a try. What a show of strength.
Under the conditions, in the slop, he's maintained his feet. Two Maitland defenders all over him, and he's got it down in the corner. That's great work from the winger there. Or centre, sorry. Centre was he. Anyway, the Bay have extended their lead out now to 16, is it? 16-5.
Yeah, 16-5.
Started very strong in this second half. Hasn't been a lot of entertaining rugby, but it's a tight tussle. Waringi setting up for a very tough sideline conversion. But they just maintained the pressure there once again, and that's what it's all about in these conditions. Hanging onto the ball, keeping it tight, and finally got a bit of room out wide. As I said, he had plenty of work to do when he got the ball, and a sensational try, really.
Yeah, tough kick from the sideline as we report in to master control. Ringy, toughest of the day.
I'm backing him in, Gary.
Well, he's got the wind behind him. He needs to aim for the far corner post for it to come around. That's what I'd be doing.
He needs to aim halfway up that Tomaree walk you were talking about before.
It's come around, and here it comes.
Oh, never looked like missing. Sure.
Oh,
it hasn't got the legs.
It's gone under.
Was he kicking an old leather ball there? It's full of water, that one. It was over for all money. Anyway, great attempt. So, as I said, the Bay out to a 16-5 lead. In the conditions, worth more than that, but kicking off once again. Need to consolidate here. Well caught. Davidson once again all over him, applying the pressure. The Bay have hung on to it. Back to Waringi, and he puts it downtown again. Well taken there by the Maitland winger. Infield, playing a bit of open rugby there. That's nice. Very impressive under the conditions. Taking it forward, setting it up. Oh, they've turned it over, have they?
Yeah, looks like they've turned it over.
No, the Blacks have got it back. Very scrappy there at the back from Maitland, but they've maintained possession.
16-5 to the Bay is the score for our folks at home. Runchel takes that one forward. Getting around was Johnson. As you hear the nice secret sound there for our viewers out there. It may be the sound of a can opening.
Something's got to keep me warm because your cuddles aren't working, Gary.
Well, Ben Wood takes that one forward. It was a good run. Now Stafford goes in behind.
To Davidson charges forward.
Yeah, good run by Davidson. The experience.
Solid as the day is long.
Good.
Nice. Made a solid 10 metres off there.
I'd say 15.
Well, I'd say 10, but anyway, there's a point of difference. But they've maintained possession, have they? Oh, that's sloppy again.
Yeah, the breakdown, not the best.
And he's come up with a penalty to the Blacks here.
It'll be interesting to see what they do here. The score, 16-5. Plenty to play in this second half. Probably.
No, they're going for the corner.
Well, they need to chase points, so good option.
Well, as I said earlier in the first half, I'd be doing that all day. Maintain possession, kick to the corners, keep it tight. And Maitland have shown they can hang on to the ball in the conditions, putting the Bay to the test once again. The lights are on now, not making a lot of difference, but they're on.
16-5 to score, 20 minutes to go. So halfway through this second stanza, good jump there by Brook, and now they'll set up. This is going to be tough to stop. 5 metres out. as the Blacks, they're rolling more a feature of their attack. They go forward. This should be a try here, Jared. They're over the line. They've got to get under it here. The Bay, can they get under it? No, they can't. And that's a try to Maitland as they hit back here at the Groper Dome.
That's how you play the game in these conditions, Gary. Kick to the corner and keep it tight. Anything inside 10, and the Maitland forwards were outstanding then. Kept the ball up, kept rolling forward, and the Bay had no answer in the finish. Don't know who scored the try, but good luck to them. Well done by all the Maitland forwards there. Taking it back now to 16-10 with a kick to come. Once again, any kick today, very difficult. There's no given, that's for sure. 16-10, an important kick nonetheless, but the Bay just didn't aim up there. That rolling maul caught them off guard, had no answer to it in the finish. And I'm very happy to say the conditions have relieved themselves, or abated here for a minute or two. We've had either howling wind or heavy rain, but we've just
got overcast.
We've got none at the moment.
Yeah, we've just got overcast.
It's almost balmy at this stage.
Well, Beatty with the conversion, 15 in from touch. As the Bayside come out, and it comes around, and the flags go up.
That's a fantastic effort.
Yeah, good effort into the breeze. 16-12 now the score.
Might be telling in the finish. But anyway, the Bay are going to, I'm sure, kick it deep into the corners. They've got plenty of slush piles to aim for. They'll be down the right end, but the Blacks were very impressive there. Hard to get out of your own end, though, in the conditions. Hard to kick at 10, allegedly, as well, in these conditions.
Yeah, that's a
pretty ordinary. Pretty ordinary from Warringah there.
Yeah, not the start, the restart, sorry, they needed, and that's the second blemish off the kickoff for this Nelson Bay side in the match. Could be costly at 16-12. This Maitland side, they're building, they've come back. It's like two heavyweights going at it, isn't it?
It certainly is. They're in heavy conditions and going hard at each other, but things like that just do not help you. The Nelson Bay heads drop, the forwards heads just immediately drop there, Gareth. But anyway, I'm sure they'll pick them back up and get on with it. Maitland a scrum feed on halfway.
Reece Tompkins, he's warming up on the sideline, so fresh legs about to enter the fray here. Stafford caught at halfback, comes to McCormick. McCormick ducks under, but he's taken by Warringah. Now Stafford looking for runners, finds it in Davidson. Good run. Again, finding 5 metres, always getting through that first line of defence.
Which is worth 10 on any other day. Very good work from Davidson. Solid work from the Maitland forwards once again, rolling forward, maintaining possession. Still on halfway.
Brook this time, he's met in a good defensive line again by the Bay, but they're picking up easy metres now. Here's Davidson. This is how they have to play the Blacks. It might not look the best, but it's certainly working for them. Here's Runshall. He's driven sideways. Willie So, good run. Again, they need quick ball. Stafford looking for runners, can't find them. Williamson comes in to take some work off the forwards.
Sloppy one out the back there, and the Bay have had under pressure, but they've maintained possession here, the Blacks.
Manu now, he'll take some pressure off his forwards and does well, getting them over.
Good yards, good solid yards there. Come up with a penalty, not rolling away.
Yeah, so I'd say they'll kick for the corner again. 16-12 is the score at the moment. Nelson Bay in front.
They followed the plan last time. I can't see why they wouldn't do it again. Kick to the corners, keep it tight.
Kicking into the wind. They're a little bit further back this time. They're going to aim away from the clubhouse end, are they?
I think that it's a must. Number one, the wind. Keep it away from the vocal support that the Gropers gain down there in that corner, I'd say. That'd be the option. So Reece Tompkins coming on fresh for old man Affleck. He's looking like a battered veteran at this. Have a look at that. He's had a tough day at the office. for the old fella. He's done well. Plays with his heart, wears it on his sleeve in the social scene as well. So
yeah, certainly he's one of the best off the field for the Bay. And on the field, he goes hard as well. Oh, good tackle.
Straight into the action, Domkins. Solid tackle.
8 on 8. It was. Good run again. Brooke, he's had a big game. We see him as a wide running forward generally, but he's certainly done some tough stuff for the Blacks here today.
He's got nothing to do wide today. Nothing's going wide except, keep it a family show. And Blacks have maintained the possession.
Oh,
good offload.
Yeah, Willie So with all the skills there. Carmano loses the ball but draws the penalty.
Come up with a turnover, but the referee's found an indiscretion there to give the Blacks a penalty. High tackle.
Debatable. Well, they are bringing in the nipple rule as well. I don't know if it'll come to the NHRU, but they're trialling at the 20s World Cup. What a farce.
Well, keep me out of that. I'm sure you'd be amongst it, but keep me out of that. The nipple rule.
Well, 16-12, they had the chance there in front to make it 16-15, but they're confident. The rolling maul might do the job again, and finding touch 5 metres out, so that's a perfect kick there by McCormick, finding himself in the 12 jersey here today.
Staying with that same recipe, kicking to the corners. They had some success with it earlier, and they're sticking with the same. Wouldn't be surprised to see Maitland take it down, keep it in, and roll forward once again.
Oh, to the back to Brooke, and that is a perfect line out. Not contesting there, the Bay. They're going to be very close or pulled up short. They'll pick and drive now. Willie So looking for his second. Now they go again, the Bay. They have to dig deep here. Davidson. Ever so close. They're inches away. Now they go to Manu. Manu gets low, but he's taken. And they'll go again. Oh, it spits out the side.
Oh, play on. Close to play on. They've maintained possession there, the Blacks. The Bay are under the pump here.
Oh, under the pump. They certainly are. Manu calling for that ball again. He's very flat. The 13. Now they go behind to Beatty. Beatty taking on the line. Taken down the Bay. They're out on their feet at the moment. Can they go? Davidson. Davidson going for the line. Pulled up short. Now they go again. This will be a try. Yes, it is. Maitland go over. 17-16 the score. Kick to come.
Kick to the corners. Keep it tight. Maintain possession. Brilliant play from the Blacks there. Over again. The Bay just got no answer to that. They held them out off that line out, but sustained pressure from the Blacks once again. And the Bay really struggling to contain the Maitland forwards in the conditions. Takes the score out to 17-16. Maitland in front with a kick to come from almost in front.
Yeah, certainly Beatty will appreciate that, scoring close to the sticks, the easiest attempt of the day for him.
Well, regardless of the outcome of the kick, they're already in front, but for Nelson Bay, what they've got to do is actually execute the kickoff.
And that one, the flags go up, so conversion is successful.
19-16 here at the Dome.
And Kerrod McLean on the field. We saw him charge down against the Wanderers off the conversion a couple of weeks ago out of Madowie.
He's had a song named after him recently, The Confidence Man. See how he goes today. He's rocks of diamonds, you know. Some days he's electric, other days you wouldn't give him a chop at your chow mein, ladies and gentlemen. But they've got that one successfully 10 metres. Maitland control the ball well off the kickoff. Desperately trying to get out of their own end here. Oh, they've moved it wide. A couple of slick passes. The big fella's got to begin charging forward.
Yeah, nice run there. Now the ball comes back. Good run again. Ben Wood, but he's knocked the ball on, so the Bay, they're back in this now.
I think they needed that. They'd be very disappointed with that, Maitland. Trying to get out of their own end. A bit of slick ball movement under the conditions. Done well, but they've turned it over at the breakdown. So, scrum to the Bay. About 38 out. Down the right end of the oval. Maitland scrum has been putting them under some solid pressure though. So up to the bay here. Hang on to this ball. Keep some pressure on. Put some pressure back on the Blacks. Domkins off the back.
Yeah, nice run. Oh, good run by Domkins off the back and ripped out. So Manu now has a bit of space. Finds Logan. Logan, off the side of the boot. Happens so often here at the Groper Dome.
If it wasn't for the wind, we nearly would have been catching that one.
Speak for yourself.
Anyway, they've up to Collins now. Pressure's on him. They need to control this line out, win the ball, put some pressure on, as I said. Maitland have had the run of it for the last 10 or 15 minutes, Gareth.
They certainly have. But now the Gropers, they started off the half so well.
Come on with that off the back out to Ringy. Patini now. Passes on to Domkins on the charge. He's come off fresh, throwing them away like ragdolls, making a good 10 or 15.
Now they go again short side. Here's Peniata. Peniata over the 22. Looking for runners. They're going to keep it tight.
Oliver in tight.
He does hard work, doesn't he, Oliver, for man shorter in stature. Certainly doesn't take a backward step now. Waringi, he takes it on. Inside ball to Peniata.
Got an advantage out here to the bay, letting play roll on. There might have been a high tackle on Oliver in there.
Yeah, I thought he was up around the throat area.
Out of Northcott.
And here's Peniata again. Getting through a mountain of work.
Coming back for that penalty we were talking about.
So penalty.
The indication is high too.
16-19. Do you lock it up here, Jared?
It's a good guess in the bleak was the first thing I'd say, but what are we talking? 16-19?
16-19. So
you've got to take the 3 on offer.
Well, they're going to take the 3.
You'd be a mug not to, Gareth.
Well, people have called me worse, Jared.
Well, not myself. You know, I've always rated you very highly. Face to face, of course.
Yeah, face to face.
But you know, and no, they'd be mugs not to with the wind behind them. Maitland are going to find it very hard in this last, what are we down to, 17, 18 minutes? Getting no confirmation or anyway, but we're well into the second half.
We've got about 15 to go, I'd say, off my reckoning.
There we go. So 15 to go. You'd have to take the 3 and square it all up with this intermittent breeze behind them. The Bay have certainly got the run of it in this.
Flags go up. Waringi with the extra.
Once again, it's very, very important. They've had a bit of trouble with their kickoffs, and they've also had a bit of trouble after scoring, receiving the ball. So a very critical stage of play right here to the Bay. They need to catch control and unload down into one of these corners.
Yeah, certainly. They need a good exit out of their own half, and it's a good deep kick. That's exactly where the Maitland side would have wanted it. Northcott with the big boot. That is a good kick. Over the head of Logan. It'll pull up as well.
That's as good as it gets.
Oh, it's just in front. Is it? I thought he might have taken that back in.
No. Out of the 22 for a Maitland restart. If you're going to want somebody catching the ball in that situation, it is young Chad. He had a blinder here last week playing 10 with. Well,
he's got a big boot, hasn't he, for somewhat with a jockey's body.
He's rode a few allegedly.
Yeah, well, he should be up at the Sunshine Coast. The Lightning Stakes here today.
The Blacks to kick off their 22. Go on, dude. That's not a bad kick in the conditions. Once again, the Bay control the ball well.
Here's Peniata. Now that's Edwards there. Edwards dances around and
there he is.
The big palm. And
I've been looking for him all day, Gary.
Well, he's had his head at the bottom of the ruck most of the day. Yeah, good.
Good control.
Good control. Good option there, taking the ball to ground, and Waringi. He's going to go for the corner, gaining it to Williamson. Williamson bounces it off his chest. There's McLean leading the chase forward with Hatini.
He might as well be in the dinner suit, that young 15. He hasn't got a mark on him. What's he been doing?
Yeah, he's been disciplined on the bench. And now the ball comes back, and Logan.
He's got a clean jumper, but he mightn't have a clean sheet.
Clean life.
Anyway,
clean living character.
Oliver putting some solid pressure there. and he's pinged him from offside. I think that's a tough call there.
Yeah, he often gets pings for that, Oliver, because
They don't realise
he is actually quite quick, and
he's off the mark.
he is.
Quickest man in the club over 7, apparently. But, I think young Jared just was surprised by his pace there. That's harsh. That's a harsh judgment, but takes the pressure off Maitland.
I don't know if you can call that with your back to the play, can you? He must have got the call from the touchy. And I don't think that's gone to Northcott. He's going to grubber it down. Good option there, and it'll bounce up Johnson to Sow, and this is going to be trouble. And Northcott round the legs.
Oh,
Textbook.
turned it over. That's a cracking tackle from young Northcott.
So 19 all the score. Can the Bay come up with something?
Somkins on the charge. He's made a difference since he's come off fresh.
Yeah, very good player, Domkins. Started off on the bench here today. Little
One in
box kick
behind.
over the top. Not a bad little option here. They'll struggle to get out the Maitland side. They need a good chase, and Logan has the ball. Logan with plenty of space. The chase just wasn't there. Junior can't get him.
Edwards has got hold of him, though.
Yeah, the old stalwart Edwards.
Put him down in that muck, and they've contained it again.
Yeah,
Solid
Runchell.
defence.
Yeah,
Solid
good
defence.
It is Junior.
It's just continually impressing me this afternoon. Out to Davidson.
That's another good hit.
Smashed again. Who was that? Was that Domkins? He has made a difference. They've got it away now, down to Northcott. Great take. That's a fantastic take over his left shoulder. He's chipped
here
there.
he is. This is his go. The chip and chase as he goes forward. It doesn't bounce up for him this time.
Had nowhere to go. The fullback. He's put it back. Sloppy kick.
So now here they come. Here.
Oh, the confidence man.
McLean.
He might get dirty.
He's going to get dirty.
He's down and dirty now. The Bay have retained it. Out to
Ringy with the big ball. The speculator to Junior. One-on-one on Manu. Inside.
Oliver's picked the scraps up. He's charging forward. And
he's done well. He's stayed in. He's done superbly well there as he stays in. They're digging for the ball here, the Bay. They're going to have to use it. They pick and drive now. Domkins again.
Charges forward, makes 3. Bay control it. Off the back now. Out to Ringy.
Yeah, not the best pass. Does well, Ringy.
Up on Collins there. He's had to take him on himself. He's maintained it. Well done by the 10.
Now they go to Hatini on the inside. 19 all the score.
Scrapping for every hinge here, ladies and gentlemen.
Northcott dummies. Gets around and they're about, I'd say, 35 out. It's certainly not field goal weather. So they'll look to probably draw the penalty
Out
here,
to
the
Collins.
Bay.
Charges
good
on.
Run. Good run by Collins. And does he lose the ball? Yes, he does. The ball bounces out. It's going everywhere.
It's a slip fest.
Well, it's the opposite of a hot potato.
It's a slip fest is what we've got here this afternoon. Maitland have done well there. Put it down into space. Northcott under a bit of pressure.
Plenty of pressure.
Takes him on himself.
Look at that.
And the chip is out again.
It doesn't go away with Northcott.
Ever present, the chip and chase.
Oh, he almost gets around the legs there.
There's a big hit from Collins.
Smashed by Collins.
Collins has shortened him up. That'll win you the game, defence like that.
Yeah, that's certainly what the
19 all, and you come up with a play like that. Maitland under pressure, out of Davidson.
Look at the defence. They've
been hammered.
They've lifted the Bay.
They might have been to Vicky for a hot toddy themselves at half time, Gary.
Hot something.
Great defence by them.
Good defence.
Constant pressure.
Right.
They're taking them back. They're dead set taking Maitland back in defence.
They've lost 20.
Under pressure.
Oh, that's poor defence as Logan showing all his class. He is a country player at the moment in the squad. Gets them out of trouble. Here comes Willie So looking to get them out of trouble as well.
Good yards there. Good tight yards from the big front rower.
Now Brooke. Ball comes back. Beatty drops
it up
right in front of the sticks.
I was about to say it's become a little war of attrition down in this 20-metre mark here between the 20 and the 30, and the Bay have won the war. The 10 couldn't handle the pressure there.
He certainly couldn't.
Charging off the line, the Bay forwards, putting them under pressure, and they've turned it over. That's a big moment in the game with 10 to go.
Yeah, 10 to go, or less than 10 to go, I'd imagine.
Guessing at this stage. Lack of technology once again.
We've probably got a couple of minutes remaining, I'd say.
19 all. How long to go, Gary?
I'd say a couple of minutes off my reckoning here.
A couple. Well, people have got differing opinions on what a couple means as well.
It's 2, isn't it?
All depends on who you talk to, Gary. Anyway, it's
not a menage a trois of minutes, that's for sure.
Let's keep the French out of it, especially when we're so cuddly up here on our little balcony.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you what it has been. It's been an entertaining game of rugby. Take my hats off to both sides.
Why don't you ask our cameraman here what he thinks of the game?
What is your first impression?
Great game. The weather could be better, but
that's the best call. The weather could be better.
Well,
understatement of the afternoon right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Dawkins takes it off the back. Here we go. The closing stages of this match as Nelson Bay go forward. The Gropers
maintain possession off the back again. I believe that's Donkin's one again. He's been unstoppable since he come on.
He's been the difference, hasn't he? If they win this, they get away with this, the Bay.
And you need to use it now. Need to use the space.
Now. Junior on the outside, turning McLean.
Oh, good hands. He's picked it up.
I'll tell you what.
Miraculous, that.
He's held up in the tackle, though. He's going to have to do something with it.
He's got it.
I think the ball's come back.
Got it
yes,
down to the Bay. It's got it back to the Bay here under Edwards.
Now Edwards. 5 out with nothing to do. Northcott, he's yelling for the ball. Collins
charges ahead once again. They're out on their feet.
Northcott, he's the danger man here.
Who's got more left?
Goes wide, Baringi.
Room to
now
move.
They go wide.
Room to move. He's going for the corner.
Close. Bailey in the corner. Will he get there?
It's over.
Yes, he will. What a try. The bench goes up. The Bay goes up. I tell you what, they're up from Fingal Bay all the way to Taylor's Beach, Jared Ryan.
Don't leave Soldiers Point out of it. They're all on their feet. That is a fantastic try. They've come up with the ball, spun it wide in the conditions, and he's over in the corner. And there's that word once again. He didn't charge over. He didn't barge over. He slid over.
He did.
It's been an afternoon for the sliders here,
and
Gary.
Just as he scores what's going to be the final try, the heavens open up. The sky's crying here, Jared.
We're about to float away at the Dome. They'll be lucky to get. They might have to take the rafts out to get the players off the field if this keeps up. But anyway. Can we get some official, anybody got the official time, Gareth? If it's all over...
No, they don't.
I'll tell you what, if it's all over, that's a fantastic finish to just a dour match in the conditions. It's they're playing, honestly, they're playing in conditions that solid grown men wouldn't go open their front door and walk down the street in. And these boys have come out and they've turned an entertaining game on and been at each other from the get-go, Gary.
It's been dour, but the defence, everything about the match has been top-notch.
And here we go. See, this is proving. Have we still got that camera rolling?
Both sides.
As anybody can see that, that's how tough it is out there.
Yeah, the wind has changed directions as well. Now they're kicking into the breeze. And that will be full-time here at the Groper Dome. Nelson Bay come away with an emphatic victory, 24 points to 19. Who was your best out there, Jared? And then we'll let you go.
Well, I tell you what, one thing I will say before I give you my best is that they've had a couple of impressive away wins this season, as we've discussed earlier. Southern Beaches and
Hamilton.
That was the other one. and on Hamilton, I asked John Edmonds, the former long-term president, could he ever remember beating Hamilton away, and he couldn't. He couldn't give me a date the last time we beat him. But anyway, getting back to what I was talking about, their impressive away wins. That was guts. That was just pure guts.
That was, definitely an eye-opener for the competition, and Maitland came here confident. For me, they're the best. I know Tompkins came on at the end. He didn't play the full game, but he certainly changed the game.
Don't get the man of the match for bit parts, Gary. I'm going to go with Collins myself.
Yeah, Collins always good, very good down that right edge. He's very dangerous. His throws were on point pretty much most of the game. Led the scrum. What a match it was. Thanks very much for joining us, Jared Ryan.
It's been my absolute pleasure, Gary.
As always, a pleasure with our Nelson Bay correspondent, Jared Ryan. I'm Gareth Wozik. Thanks very much for tuning in. The final score, 24-19 in favour of the Nelson Bay Gropers.
Oh.
Righto. You can get going if you want to. Yeah. I'll come up and get your beer in a sec. I just got to bring Josh,
I don't
Ben.
know whether you've noticed or not, but I haven't been on the beer since half time.
I can smell it. Just give us 2 secs. I'll ring Josh. Thanks heaps, Ben. Oh, and then we'll get this gear down. Oh, I love it.
Keep the moss away from them, brother. Cheers, mate. Good effort.
You too.
I'm going for a fucking hot shower before I go to the retro party, I'll tell you.